Welcome, everybody. This is Eccentricast here
With your hosts.
with a capital S.
Three hosts.
Miz here.
Skinny,
Sphinx. Oh, you can't say your name
but I just did.
at the same
You
time.
didn't.
Okay.
Doing a
Ready?
story time.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3. I say it first, okay? One,
Yeah.
two, three. Sphinx.
Skinny.
Fuck me, right? I can't even do the intro.
All right, man, let's go.
We're doing a
Spanx.
goddamn story
Oh.
time. Hey! That time we kept saying Spanx here.
Yeah,
Remember that one?
Yeah.
Spanx here.
Sphinx. Sphinx here.
Yeah, check out our old videos too, please. But anyway, we're doing a story time. And we had like 10 points that we were trying to hit for the story time to give us some structure.
First one is fucking Mez in the ass.
That's not real.
That's a pretty good one. I like it, Spanx. Let's keep it there.
Oh, yeah. Well, are you starting? Oh, wow.
He get, well, he can go last, so he's trying to think. Sorry, I touched his leg.
Well, then who goes first?
Come on.
You or
I'll
me?
go. Or we could do odds and evens for it.
Well, we're recording, pal. Why don't you just go first?
Okay, I'll go first. Alright, so the main points that we're trying to hit are we're going to add a scar, emotional or physical scar, to this main character's life. Also, the main character is going to witness a death or discovers.
His dead grandma.
That's what you wrote.
Get right there.
Or
He's a homeless piece of shit.
somebody he knows has died.
You gotta say it like
He's-
it's on the paper.
Character is a fucking homeless piece of shit.
There you go.
Basically, it was like a rags to riches thing. He comes into a lot of money.
He's an
Character
orphan.
discovers a poltergeist or some sort of ghost or apparition. Character goes down a fucking poop chute.
No, his relation got
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
relationship, Yeah.
So he loses somebody of some sort. Deepest fear makes him a worse human.
Yes.
It basically is basic. His fear prevents him from reaching his goal. Poor piece of shit into rich asshole. Oh,
That's
that was,
the poor riches.
Oh,
The
that's
other one was an orphan, but
Oh,
never mind. You ruined it.
okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't
So,
fucking read.
Make him an orphan.
You don't know how to read. Kid.
Unexpected soulmate
Combined.
Combined.
Well, when he runs into his. soul.
Okay.
I wanted to jazz up the writing, pal.
Sorry. Journey to
I thought you did
somewhere
pretty good, Spanx.
when fucking volcano.
Yeah.
That's all you wrote.
Journey when it did journey to somewhere when it fucking volcano. Yeah.
Okay. And monster scared shitless.
I like my writing, pal. He doesn't like my
I
writing.
thought it was pretty good.
Wow, he's gonna put up his own list because he's a fucking asshole.
Hey. That's true.
Okay,
Number
You-
1, fuck Mez in the ass.
do it.
Now as we got that over with.
Was it number 1?
What's the kid's name?
All right, we're starting this story. We're gonna go with a nice, classic name,
Yeah.
Jimothy.
He sounds like a fag.
Jimothy.
Okay, what does Jimothy do there, Mez?
Jimothy is he's orphaned,
Okay.
and he yeah, this is, I think it's just work if we just go.
Okay, just go into it.
I'm trying to think. Okay. All right.
Do you want me to start?
Story.
Okay.
All right, Miz starting it.
No, what? Okay, you go.
Scene begins. It's a dark night, nothing but a fog to see in the night's air. But you can't see the air, you just see the fog. And we discover that a woman and a man leave a child in a basket on a doorstep of a
Mental hospital.
okay.
Chocolate Shack.
Chocolate shack?
Yeah.
They sell chocolate out of their shack. I get it.
No. No. We find he's orphaned on the doorstep of a blacksmith.
Okay.
Well, that's
So this family of blacksmiths takes him in, and they name him
Jimothy.
No. They name him...
Edgar.
Veronica.
I was trying to think of someone a blacksmith will name his son.
Dad.
Names him Dad!
Hephaestus.
Hephaestus? Oh, that Greek god that makes all the...
Yeah. Is he to call his son Dad? Dad, get over here.
Dad, get over here, little son, Dad? Dad's son?
Dad's son.
Dodson.
No.
Davidson.
Okay.
Harley.
Harley.
Davidson.
Harley Davidson. No, he names his son Mercury.
Okay.
So that's named after a metal that
I
a
didn't know
blacksmith
that.
cannot forge. Therefore,
You should go to Mars and try.
yeah, no. But no, how about titanium? That's strong. I keep switching. Okay,
His shortened version of his name gonna be Tit.
Titan.
Okay. Titanium. Go.
Okay, so the blacksmith named his son Titanium, and he teaches his son Titanium how to use all the weapons that he forges. He even has like a couple special ones set aside in case he ever feels like he wants to go on a journey of his own. He develops a few scars from all the training that he's done. One across down horizontally on across his left eye from when he had a close call when his dad was training with the swords. But of course, Titan insisted on training with actual swords and not just wooden ones. So, but with this past, he didn't develop any emotional scars yet. But of course, as time goes on, as he was growing up,
He decides that his dad trained him enough. He was 13 at the time, and his dad was like, "You're only 13. Why are you gonna go out by yourself?" And he's like, "Shut up, Dad. I'm Titan. I can go do whatever I want." So he decides to go. What time is this time period in?
Sounds like it's prehistoric.
prehistoric. You mean like yeah? Okay.
I was like,
it's-
"Is this going to be in?" Well, I guess I'll just do the time.
Do whatever
I
you
was
want
thinking
now.
either modern day or Middle Ages.
Modern day would be
Could be.
funnier because his dad trained him to do all these sword techniques, and a guy's gonna come up with a gun and be like, "What the hell is this?"
Why are you
gonna do?"
spoiling everything for people
shit,
for the
sorry.
story?
Sorry, sorry,
Oh,
pals.
shit, sorry.
Sorry,
Forget
pals.
that part when he gets to it.
Yeah. Forget that part. So he goes, he's like, "I'm gonna get some eggs from the grocery store, Dad. Do you want anything?" "Pack of cigarettes." I don't think his dad smokes, but he wanted that anyways because he's weird like that. So he goes to the grocery store and picks up the eggs. When all of a sudden the volcano next to the town decides to erupt. Just yes, the volcano, dude.
It's a fucking
It's a fucking volcano, bro.
Pompeii. Everyone's gonna
Bombay.
die.
And he starts swinging his sword at the molten lava coming at and realizes that's not doing shit. So he runs back to his dad's house and he goes in and he's like, "Dad, there's a volcano outside." And he's like, "I don't hear anything." And literally the volcano was just going around their house like nothing happened. So yes, the volcano just went around and they were stuck in there for like 2 weeks. And
During those 2 weeks, he figured out that he had some emotional scars from him remembering that his grandmother died. Because they never went to go get her during that volcanic eruption. So, he decided to look outside one more time and see if the volcanic eruption and all the flowing lava was done. And it was. So he quickly tried to run over to his grandmother's house. And, yep, she was definitely dead. She had, no house anymore. And then ended up finding, well, not really finding, hearing a voice, which ended up being a ghost of his grandma. And he was like, "Go back to your home with your dad." He was like, "Don't have to tell me twice." So he ran back, and he made it back to his house, and I guess the other small amount of lava that was left ended up destroying his house, so now he was homeless. And now he's a homeless piece of shit. And since he's homeless, he's just wandering around on the street, and then he sees a beautiful girl, and then he goes up to ask her, he's like, "Do you want to go out sometime?" And she's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "My name's Titan. Were you the blacksmith's son?" "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, we can go on a date." So they dated for a while, and then he fell in love with her, and then she didn't see anything working out. He wasn't making weapons or anything. She wasn't attracted anymore. Even though he was still in love. But after that, he
begins to grovel and beg for her back. But all of his attempts have proven to be irrelevant to her, because she did not want him, because she wanted a man's man. A nice, buff-ass motherfucker that makes all types of badass swords and weaponry. Especially great swords, which he could not wield, but she said she would only marry a man who could wield one. So sadly, Titan tried to train himself to use a great sword, but he was proving to be an impossible task. So he decided to just wander the streets since his home was destroyed and look for a back alleyway that hadn't been covered in lava that's hardened. I don't know exactly what I think it's what it's called. I don't think that. Molten lava is when it's going.
technically it's magma by then.
Oh, well. Anyway, the hardened remnants of the lava. And he just cried himself to sleep in the back alleyway because he had no home for many weeks. Then eventually he decided
For weeks.
that he's better than that. After during those weeks, he's been living on banana peels, other various garbage, and cockroaches and other filth.
And tears.
And tears. Okay, drank his tears because he was sad about it. So he decides he needs to take a journey on self-discovery. Maybe he needs to find something that can make him a lot of money. If he can't win over a woman from his skills at which he thought he had, maybe he can come into some money. So he decides to start training with a new weapon, and because there's a tournament being held at the island that they live on. And this fighting tournament, they use weapons or different type of martial arts tournament. And the prize money is pretty hefty. So he could, he wins first place, he can get everything he ever dreams of. So he starts his training.
And he realizes he doesn't know how to train himself, because that's impossible trying to train yourself. So he partakes into trying to find he partakes on trying to find a trainer. And he travels, and he's like, I don't know where to go, so I'm going to go back to my grandma's place. And his grandma is willing to train him too. His dead grandmother, his ghost of a grandma, his ghost ma, That's what he calls her. Ghost Ma.
Ghost Mom.
Hey, Ghost Ma! And she's like, well, to be honest, I don't know how to use weapons at all, so I will teach you how to wield a frying pan. And so she teaches him how to beat the crap out of people with frying pans. She's got like her little makeshift ghost mannequins. I don't know if that's possible, but she makeshift ghost mannequins out of just spectral essence of herself. Because, why not? And he fights these ghost mannequins all day long to try to wield this frying pan, and he decides a couple weeks of that he's like, I am ready to partake in this challenge of disasterness. No, I don't know what you call it, but destruction to try to get rich. And he goes, and he doesn't seem too happy about the first opponent that he has to fight, because it's like this giant 9-foot tall man of a monster that's all hairy and it looks like a werewolf, and he's like, that's not even a man, that's a werewolf.
It's called Bigfoot.
And it's Bigfoot, yeah. Okay, he's called Big Hands, not Bigfoot. Big Hands. We can't use Bigfoot. Big Hands.
Bigfoot's trademark.
Not a sponsor.
And he steps into the ring with his frying pan. Everybody's laughing at him. Ha, look at this fucking using a frying pan. And
Like, pulls it out like a sword.
He even has the sword hilts on it.
He holds it with 2 hands.
And he goes in this Big Hands fight, and the Big Hands pulls out this giant claymore, and there's that girl that he had a crush on, and oh my man! And he's like, this guy took my woman and tied it to titanium. It's like, I am gonna murder this guy. So he runs in and taunts this hairy piece of shit monster guy. He's like, you're just a hairy piece of shit monster guy. And so the guy swings his claymore out of rage, and titanium just dodges and uppercuts him with the frying pan, and then that's at the end of that. he just wins because he's just badass. And then
That Big Hands guy gets knocked the fuck out. And then after that, she's like, oh no, he got knocked out. I can't be with him, he's a little bitch.
he's a little bitch. I don't want the guy with the claymore.
So, and then, after that, walks out of there and ends up bumping into another chick, and then they lock eyes intimately. And then she's like, oh my god, are you the Titan that knocked out that guy with a frying pan? Yeah, with 1 hit, baby. She's like, oh, so hot. He's like,
Yeah, we did just have a volcano.
he's like, I know, right? And then, she ends up being, is there a king? Can there be a king?
There could be you. Yeah, you're
Sweet.
Yeah, what?
the king.
Oh, okay. So this is medium.
It's medium.
It doesn't matter. There's technically kings and queens in Europe. It
That's
doesn't
true.
matter.
Fuck, it's
modern.
half and half.
It's half and half.
It's a mixture of
It's
modern day and
future and past and present.
it all combines.
Whatever you want, pals. It doesn't matter. He's going with the cool moves, hitting people with frying pans. The intimate female that he locked eyes with ended up being
It's
his
George.
What?
Wow.
I'll go
That
fucking
could
with
be short
that.
for George.
Yeah.
It's a woman's name.
My name's Princess George. Are you sure that's your name?
Yes. I'm serious. Yes.
Well, she ended up being the king's daughter.
Kingsman. Go see it.
He daughter. He daughter.
He daughter.
Hotter.
And, which ended up making him have extreme fortune. Which, technically, he needs.
Yeah.
Because he's a homeless piece of shit. So,
Where does fucking Nez in the ass happen?
sooner or later.
Shit.
That was supposed to be number one on the list. If we get to the Mez, then he won't say anything. So, after they start dating and stuff, then she asks him to move in,
Ooh.
and then he ends up moving in with Princess George. So they move in together. He's still with that fortune that's going with that,
Okay.
and
You live in a castle
they do live in a
or
castle.
a cabin?
Maybe a trailer. No one knows.
It's a castle made of wood. Like a huge ass.
Don't burn it!
It's not like
I'm surprised that volcano didn't
I can't
get
see in
on
here.
fire.
Well, the medieval part of this castle and time period, we gotta use torches to see. You're gonna burn the fucking place down! Damn it, Terry!
Shut
Shut up, bitch!
Oh, shut up, bitch.
So was yours the monster?
Sorry.
Well, yeah, because...
No, I had one for later.
Okay.
too.
He's
Alright,
got one
alright.
That was
All
that was a mini boss.
Alright, let's go. Well, in the castle, they had a little peasant kid that was named Mez.
Oh dear.
The cook was not very fond of him, but very fond of him at the same time.
Oh Jesus. Cheese and rice.
If you know where this is going, everybody,
Cheese and fucking
I'll let you guys
rice.
assume what's going on instead of me saying it.
Ass in me? I mean, ass you me?
Wow. Wow.
So, during that time period, it was okay, but not okay. Which was technically now and later. That's a type of candy.
Half an hour later.
Well, whenever they worked together, they were happy all the time. Not Mez and the cook. They were not. Mez was definitely not
Cook
happy.
was happy.
The cook was
He
definitely
was not happy about it, okay? And he doesn't want to talk about it.
He liked it so much, he creamed.
He creamed. Maybe he did a half an hour.
Maybe it was like whipped cream or something that got all over the place, okay?
He
Coffee
liked,
creamer.
he liked to make Mez a donut.
A donut. Maybe.
And cream filled it.
Cream filled that donut. Makes you feel exciting.
And Mez wouldn't yell out donut, he would yell, do not!
Do not.
Donut!
Well, Princess George ended up marrying,
Titanium.
Titanium, which now he becomes a prince.
Prince Titanium.
Prince Titanium.
Yeah.
And after they get married, they
Begin to build their dream house.
Barbie's dream house.
Barbie dream house.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
So life seems normal. Some time passes. Some of the remnants of the lava is eroded away, and they chipped it away, and they begin to rebuild the town that had been once forgotten or destroyed. But thinking back on that, Titan realizes he has a fear of lava or things that are extremely hot because of the extreme temperatures that he had to run away from and try not to get burned or like enveloped in lava to death, whatever that's called. Enveloped in lava to death.
Drowning in lava.
Drowning in lava. Well, you would. Well, I guess you drown and burn at the same time.
It's a new thing in parties.
It's a new thing in parties. Kids, they're doing it. It's all the rage. All the rage, kids.
Don't try it at home. Titanium
So,
did.
Life
that.
was as usual, but then the volcano started to rumble, and they thought, "Oh no, that volcano has been dormant for years after that, and it should stay dormant." But What they didn't count on happening was a rift in time and space, or another dimension, if you will. They see what appears to be two large hands or claw-like things grasp the edge of the top of the volcano. And then as the creature starts to lift itself up, you see horns, and then the rest of it. A very muscular-looking creature, what resembles a demon of some sorts. Upon reflection, or is that backspace. So the town's freaking out, thinking, well, this hasn't happened. I mean, we had that guy with the big hands. I mean, that guy was a little off or weird, but this is a fucking demon. Where does a demon come into our town? So Titanium and George start freaking out and thinking, what are we going to do? So George was thinking, well, we got to defeat this demonic dick. So
Dick dog.
looks like we're going to have to research on him a little bit. So they look into some books and they read as fast as they can to try to figure out what they can on the occult as this demon rises from this volcano. Only to spread a message to the whole town with a big booming voice that can reach throughout across the entire island, saying he wants a sacrifice of 66 men or women. Okay. Basically 66 living beings, so to speak.
66 kids.
But it can't be animals, because that'd be too easy. So then he says he will await them at the bottom of the volcano. So he goes and delves back into the volcano from whence he came to await the 66 sacrifices. And of course, he gave them only 66 hours as well.
That's actually good.
It is.
Yeah, well, like 3.
They're like debating out there. So who volunteers?
So during this time period of the 66 hours,
No, that's
well, no.
There's
George
I
and
don't want to be fucked in the ass anymore.
George and Titanium begin to research, and they find out about this lava demon. Larvitar is what they. Wait, no, that's shit. Can you say?
Lavratar.
Larvanium.
Lavramaniac.
Magmanium.
Le Magma.
No. Calm.
Magmunchkin. That'd be funny if that's his name because he's fucking huge.
Go with Magmanium.
Magmanium.
Magmanium. It's a weird name for a demon, but that's his name. So anyway, they figure out that's what he is, and they figured out that using a certain type of metal, they can defeat the demon without having to sacrifice anybody. And of course, Titanium goes to his father, the blacksmith, and says, I need something crafted of this material. He's like, well, what material will slay the beast? And he's like, well, you'll never get this. He's like, what is it, son? Titanium. And he's like, no fucking shit! And he's like, yeah, fucking shit! You better get busy crafting a weapon. He's like, well, what weapon should we craft, son? What can you wield the best?
I have
And
iron
he's
frying
like,
pans.
well, I used a frying pan in the tournament, and his dad, the blacksmith, said, fuck that! What are you, gay? No! You're not going to use that. You'll use a man's weapon. You'll use a claymore. And of course, Titanium was like, well, I couldn't use a claymore before. And he's like, son, I don't think your fear is the temperature. I think your fear is using a weapon other than a frying pan. I think you need to wield a real weapon. I think you're just afraid to wield any other weapon because of all the scars that you got, because it was too sharp for you to wield, and you cut yourself. That's your real fear. So, they craft a claymore out of titanium, and they craft a special hilt for him to hold it, because they needed to have the sword to be superheated as well, another one of his spheres. So then, Titanium makes his journey to the mountain, which has now been infested with other creatures and baddies that the demon has summoned to keep everyone away until the time of the sacrifice. So, he realizes that he must go scale up the volcano and go into the volcano,
You know how to smoke?
which when they found out it's not just a volcano, but there's actually a portal that goes through it, and it goes a lot deeper than just what it is a volcano. Like the normal depth of it, it goes further because there's a portal because it's a demon. But anyway,
To China.
anyway,
He's
Titanium and only
Chinese.
Titanium, because he must journey alone, starts his journey to
The underworld, where he has to destroy this Chinese.
to the
Volcanic.
first.
Oh!
Because I said it.
Didn't he go to the teleporter, though?
No, I said nothing about I said there's a portal
Yes.
at the bottom of the volcano.
How does he know it's at the bottom of the
They
volcano?
researched him, remember? They researched this titanium.
Alright.
Shit.
So he goes, and he runs into people on the way that want to join him on his conquest. One being Big Hands, and he's like, no, I fucking beat you already. I don't want you to come. The next one being that little kid Mez, because he's like, I don't want to be here anymore if I don't want to be around this cook, so if I can join you, because this cook keeps raping me in the butt, and maybe I'll get better luck with this demon. Maybe he'll just enslave me, and then maybe not rape me in the butt. I don't know, but let me come with you. So he decides to pity this kid and just let him join him in his conquest. But he's got a plan for the little kid. So, anyways, he goes up and he destroys all these little tiny demons that decide to attack him. One looking just like him, because he's like, this might be hard to kill myself, so I'm just gonna do it. And so
Just how you do it, Pam.
and he goes with his titanium
So you do shit.
sword, and he is trying to fight these minor demons with his sword, but he ends up trying to, like, swinging it and accidentally cutting himself. And he's like, I don't think I can wield this sword. I need to attach a frying pan to the hilt, so maybe that way I can wield it easier. And he does, and it does make it wield easier, because frying pan's like on the bottom, so it makes it wield it easier. So and the fucking frying pan, bro. And his grandma's like, yes, may the frying pan be with you. And she just she comes with just to attach. She like hides on his back like for a backpack, so he's got like a spectral backpack kind of on, you know, of his grandma, his ghost ma. So he travels up with this Mez kid, and he gets to the portal, and he goes, you jump in first. I don't want to go in. And the kid's like, what the hell? The cook raped me. Now you're going to? And he's like, I'm not going to rape you. I'm just going to screw you over. So the kid goes in, and he's like, it's great in here. It's hot, but it's great in here. So he goes in there, and the demon decides to, like, what are you doing? Is this a sacrifice? And just envelops the kid in like liquid magma, and just starts with the anus and just right in the butt. And Titanium's like, wow, that was pretty easy for you to kill that kid, but I want to duel you. So the epic battle begins.
The epic battle begins with his fantastic sword with a frying pan as a hilt.
You like that?
And apparently what's the demon's name again? Magmanium is like, oh no, he has a sword with a frying pan. What am I gonna do? Oh yeah, I have a fire axe.
Jesus.
Fire axe.
Hell yeah.
So
That's a man weapon.
That's a man's weapon.
so Titanium's like, well, I don't know what this is gonna do, but I'll try it. So Magmanium tries to hit him with it, and he no, he doesn't. Titanium holds up his sword to try to block it, and he does. He's able to hold back the strike that he throws.
Oh.
And then he's like, no one has ever did that. I was like, I don't know how I did it. He's like, well, I have a part of a frying pan down here. He's like, you're a piece of shit. What kind of demon are you? He's like, well, maybe I shall try a different weapon. Throws that one over instantly. Then like the weird like particles of mez.
I like it.
And then he pulls out another weapon, which ends up being a golden frying pan.
I like it.
But it's like twice the size as titanium. And he's like, how am I gonna do that one? That one's like flat and round. And he's like, well, I guess he'll try to hit me with it and I might die. So, I keep forgetting.
Magmanium. He's kind of like titanium, just magmanium.
Nah, I'm not gonna fucking remember that shit. Well, Magmanium tries to swing a blow at Titanium, and he straight up misses and embarrasses himself. He's like, how did I miss? It's like, fucking suck, dude. He's like, well, I guess I'll give myself one more try. If not, then you can go back to your town. It's like, okay, what weapon do you got now? And then he was like, well, I don't have a lot more weapons besides this golden frying pan, so I'm gonna try to hit you with it again. And then he's like, thinks deeply, and then he's like, I think I have another one. So then he pulls out another golden frying pan.
He's got two.
So he has these dual-wielding golden frying pans. So, since he's holding one in each hand, he goes to slam them together, and he ends up hitting Titanium while he's holding the sword. But lucky for Ghostmaw on his back, Ghostmaw saved his life.
I knew Ghostmaw was coming in.
Ghostmaw! Ghostmaw was able to put him in ghost form for the small amount of time that she could,
I like that.
which was not a lot of time because he still got hurt a lot. He still had some broken bones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she wasn't very good at it. But he did not die. But his weapon was still there, and he became worthy of shit, I forgot his fucking
Magmanium.
Magmanium, yeah. So Magmanium was really surprised that he survived the last blast with his dual-wield golden frying pans. So he was like, since you survived with my ultimate weapon, with the golden frying pans, I will let you live in the rest of your town. It's a good thing you at least gave me one sacrifice. Mez. Right through the anus.
Yeah.
So, he let Titanium go back up to his town. And once he got up there, everyone was really confused and wondering why he didn't die. And after that, he
Realized it was just a fucking illusion the whole time. The demon had been playing tricks with his mind, thinking that all this stuff was happening, but it wasn't, because Mez didn't get anally raped. Of course not, because none of that happened. He was down there still in the portal in the bottom of the volcano. And, of course, he tries to use that frying pan, and the demon uses his frying pan. They both try to swipe at each other. Both of the frying pans lock into each other and then shatter, canceling each other out. That means that Titanium has his titanium sword left, the demon has nothing. So, the demon starts to observe Titanium more and notices there's a mark on his body. And Titanium was like, asked the demon, Magmanium, why are you looking at me like that? Like you want to... like you're all creepy and shit. Magmanium says, well, I must say you bear a striking resemblance to someone I know. Titanium says, really? Well, how would I be related to anybody that you know? Magmanium says, well, because long ago, I came out of this volcano when I was in my human form, and I mated with a human woman person, and they bared a child, which we left on the doorstep of a place. But the irony in all of this is I think that you are my son, and that I left you on the doorstep to a blacksmith what created the very weapon for you to kill me with. And Titanium thought about it and thought that, well, everything does add up. I'm afraid of the heat. Maybe I'm afraid of the heat, so I wouldn't come looking for you. Magmanium says, that could be correct. But upon further inspection, you do seem to bear the same marks on your skin as I have on mine. Some sort of demonic incantations or some shit. Like they're like tattoos on his back. I don't know. I didn't know what. So anyway, Magmanium starts to walk slowly towards Titanium. Titanium holds his sword up, gripping it tight, ready to strike a blow onto Magmanium. Magmanium says, that's not necessary. And he grabs the sword and he's like, I can't kill my own son. And Magmanium stabs himself, killing himself so he couldn't kill his own son.
Well, that's rapey.
And then Titanium feels sad and cries again, more tears, more than he has in the past.
Gets more food.
And then he begins to trek back home, and when he gets home, everybody asks him what happened. And they say, well, what happened? Did you guys fight with frying pans and you killed him with that? And Maz got raped in the butthole? And he's like, no, actually, he's like, wait. Well, I thought there was like some sort of like flashback or something, an alternate timeline where that happened, or was that the real one? He's like, no, the other one was fake. This is the real one. So he told him exactly what happened, and then him and George can finally rest at peace knowing that they slayed the demon that had laid rest in the volcano of which the island that they lived in.
Island Wanahakalugi.
Okay.
That's the island's name.
The end.
The end.
The freaking end.
And my favorite... What was your favorite part, Skinny? Where Nez got raped in the ass?
I like that. Let's keep it.
Shit.
Yeah, that's a good part.
That's a good part.
Yeah.
I don't.
I like the
particularly
dual-wielding
care for
golden
it.
frying pans. That was
Yeah, bro, don't. You like that?
I'm like, fucking...
You like that golden
I don't know.
hat?
I think I put a good twist.
No, you did.
That Fire X.
If anything, I'm good. Fucking M. Night Shyamalan, that bitch.
We should make a movie out of this, dude.
We should. Movie time. Look for our movie. Eccentric
We
House
need
TV.
That's such a guys. We need to make a
Yeah, make
duplicate mask of yours. That way we could put it on a little kid
No.
and somehow put fire in his butt.
Okay.
That'll happen. All right, I think that's the end of it.
Well, I think for now, till further notice, sadly, this is our last story time with Skinny.
Yep.
Look on to the
He
next.
sadly has cancer and he's going to die. I'm kidding. He
He's
doesn't.
got
That
ball
sound-
cancer.
That sounds absolutely horrible, guys. I don't want that.
Check your
My
balls.
balls don't. My
Twice a
balls
week.
don't want that.
his balls are gonna fall off, guys, and then he's gonna have to eat them for food and nourishment. I'm kidding, but I think that's the end of story time, and Skinny is definitely gonna be gone.
Yeah.
This
So
is Spank signing off.
look at the next episode where we do one more discussion with Skinny to wrap it all up with the season of Skinny. So one last time, or well, not quite yet. Second to last time, signing off of Eccentricast with the whole crew. This is Miz.
Spanks.
Skinny.
Until next time.